What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Sunday, January 29th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's the only place that you're going to get updates to my sim results, and that's where I want you to ask me some questions. Find the thread with this video in it. Hit me up. What are your favorite plays, your least favorite plays, questions about the slate in general? Find me on Twitter for all of that good stuff. Finally, BetMGM is the sponsor of this video. Link in the description. Click it, head on over. You can get 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum along with up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. You are not going to find a better deal elsewhere. Now, we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with TJ McConnell, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Drew Holiday, and Jaren Jackson on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we have the suddenly much more financially sound Myles Turner, picking up the big bucks last night. He's power forward center eligible, 7,900, projected for 40.5. The goal is 42.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 37% of the time. I gave Turner 31 minutes here. He's been playing big minutes. When he doesn't get into any sort of foul trouble, he's able to play upwards of 34 or 35. I think he's a 1.3 fantasy point per minute guy in this spot because it is a massive pace up spot against Memphis. There's a Cleveland and Clippers game on this slate that has a total that's like 30 points less than this. Indiana gains almost 4 possessions over their average. This is 2 of the fastest teams in basketball. Now, Indiana is a 9.5 point dog. You need this one to stay competitive, but 22% usage, 19 points, 9.5 boards and assists, and over 3 stocks for Turner. Love getting there, and the power forward eligibility makes it so much easier. Now we move into the part of the video where we start talking a lot about the Memphis Grizzlies. We start at number 4 with Brandon Clarke, power forward center eligible, up to 6K now, projected for 34. The goal is just 33. He's in the optimal lineup 37% of the time. It's not going to take a lot out of Clarke here, assuming he is starting once again for the Grizzlies. 28 minutes, 1.2 fantasy points per minute here. They gain 2.5 possessions over their average. They just happen to be the favorites in this one, but this is a track meet of a game. It's the best game that you can get to for today. 18% usage, 15 points, 10 boards, an assist, and 2 stocks for Clarke. Look, again, power forward center is massive. 6K works. Could he play more than 28 minutes? Yeah, probably, but that feels like the most safe number if you get Clarke in the starting lineup. We take a brief break from the Grizzlies to go to CJ McCollum, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 8,100, projected for 42. The goal is 43.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 41% of the time. My assumption for right now is that Brandon Ingram is not going to play on today's back-to-back. Keep your eyes peeled later. I'll be on live before lock if you want to check it out, because this could potentially change throughout the day. 35 minutes, though, for McCollum with no Ingram and no Zion on 1.2 fantasy points per minute. They are expected to get bludgeoned by the Grizzlies. Sorry, by the Bucks. I'm just used to talking about the Grizzlies. By the Bucks. Pelicans are 10-point underdogs in this one. 24 points, though, for McCollum on 31% usage. 6.5 assists, 5 boards, a stock and a half. If anybody's going to keep the minute, it's probably CJ McCollum. I don't mind the price when Ingram and Zion are out, and you get the point guard, shooting guard eligibility. Also helps you out. Next up, at number 2, we've got Dillon Brooks, shooting guard, small forward eligible, 5,200, projected for 30. The goal is just 29. He's in the optimal lineup 45% of the time. Incredible positional flexibility. 32 minutes at a minimum. Could go upwards of 36 if this one's competitive. He's closer to a fantasy point per minute guy with no Desmond Bane on the floor, who is doubtful for this one. I got him at 0.95. 25% usage, 18.5 points, 4.5 boards, 3 assists, and a stock. Again, great matchup against Indiana. This is a perfect opportunity to get to Dillon Brooks. That price tag is not problematic at all if Desmond Bane isn't on the floor. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You got to follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's where I want your questions. That's where I want your thoughts on today's slate. Find the thread with this video in it and the DraftKings version as well. Finally, BetMGM, 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum and up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. Your number one contender for today is going to be Ja Morant. Point guard eligible, 10K, projected for 54. The goal's 53. I think he's in the optimal lineup 52% of the time. To me, he's the no-brainer pay-up option. I have him at like 1.6 fantasy points per minute in this spot. Those extra possessions are everything. No Desmond Bane is everything. 35% usage for Ja Morant here. 31 points, 9.5 assists, just over 7 boards. I mean, he can flirt with a triple-double tonight and a little over a stock. If I'm paying up, 10K seems easy. This is a 3-game slate. Not a lot of wiggle room. You probably got to get the pay-up guy right today. I like him a lot more than Giannis. I want to go to Ja Morant, my number one contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Sunday, January 29th. DraftKings version, it's around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. Back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.